if I go home and I've achieved nothing that day and I've taken it easy and I've got nowhere, I'll go home and I feel pathetic.
To not find yourself in that scenario is to do what we're doing with our clients, is do your budget, do your forecast, and be prepared for 2026 financial year. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Lat Chat. I'm here with my fellow client directors, Tufik and Jacob. How you going, guys?
Good to be here.
Yeah, good. Look, it's tax time, guys. So, you know, it might be good for three accountants to get together, have a bit of chat about it. How are you finding this tax season so far, Tufik?
Well, it's been 2 weeks, but so far so good. There's plenty to do.
What are you finding? What sort of questions are coming in? What sort of phone calls you've been having?
The truth is, I'd say from the peak of COVID, there are a lot of businesses down 30 to 40%, John, substantially less turnover. So this year, the problem is hasn't been tax. It's a matter of profitability. What are we going to do to change things around? They're the discussions I'm having at the moment, not how much tax am I going to pay at year end.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. There's a lot of pain out there. I'm feeling that too. I'm getting a lot of calls about director penalty notices, people with ATO debt, trying to work out how we can actually get through this, this period. I think what happened a few years ago, interest rates went up, and then there's a bit of a lag effect in the economy where people are starting to pull back on discretionary spending. So I noticed it first in cafes and food, and then retail and transport slowing down. So there's this slowly but surely everything is starting to slow down. So there is a bit of that lag effect. Obviously, property prices are high, so people that bought properties 1-2 years ago are starting to sell them. So I agree with that sentiment. We'll delve into it more. But what about you, Jacob? What are you seeing?
I've got a few notes here. So always towards the start of July, I can gauge how the economy is doing by how quickly everyone wants to do their tax return.
Yeah.
This has been like record. I've done so many tax returns in the last few weeks, which is we always advise wait until at least the 15th of July, so your pre-filled data's in, the ATO's across it, so that you don't get any amendments or audits. But the speed of people wanting their tax refunds done is astronomical this year. So obviously people are doing it tough and just need to get their refunds in to help them fund their life. Wages and living in Sydney is always a hot topic. Gone are the days of, even honestly, single income households are doing it tough because there's at minimum you need to live in Sydney, and that feels like it's just going up and up and up to a number that when you started your career, you're like, man, if I could make that number, what a crazy thing that would be. But that seems to be the base level nowadays. And then the last thing is, we noticed last week interest rates got held by the RBA. That was we didn't talk about that, but I think the market was predicting a drop. I think everyone was predicting a drop, and then they held the interest rates. Interesting. I didn't read the commentary, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on even the RBA holding.
It was a shock to me. Interest rates are what you would call restrictive at the moment. So for the RBA to come out and say that they should not go down, it's an acknowledgement by them that there's still risk of inflation creeping back into the market. And I think that's the main fear the RBA has. What they don't, in my opinion, understand is the impact that everyday Australians are having on their cash flow and how restrictive it actually is for everyday Australians. And I would have liked to see a rate drop of 0.25 or even 0.5 so we can start to get the economy moving again. I think there's a distortion in the figures because we've had massive immigration for the last 2 years. GDP is not negative, so the economy is growing. But if you've got 750,000 new people and it's only grown marginally, 0.01%, 0.02%, you can't really call that growth. Yeah. You can't call that the economy is thriving. And then the real number for me is GDP per capita, which is not growing. And, they say unemployment is, not that bad. But, I mean, that to me isn't an indicator in and of itself of whether or not you need to reduce interest rates. I think people now are going to be scared to invest in their businesses, grow their businesses, take out loans to innovate and to become entrepreneurs, and that's the lifeblood of the economy. Yeah. What do you reckon, Tufs?
Look, I'm with you. John, we're 38 years old now, and a lot of our clients, a lot of the small business owners we know are aged between, say 35 to 50 years old. And that's the age group where, mate, we start to feel the pressure. You're not really feeling pressure at 25, but at 40 years old, you got a mortgage to pay, private school fees, car loans to pay. And if you're running a small business, meanwhile, sales are down 30%, 40% from the peak of COVID when there was free money going around everywhere, you're really feeling it. So I do feel for those people. It would have been nice to see an interest rate drop. It'd be nice to see the market moving again. It'd be nice to see some more builds happening, a bit more going on in the construction game. But let's see how we go.
I was speaking to some friends over dinner the other night, and I said to them, Australia is very much a property-based economy, right? What would happen, in your opinion, if properties and property prices collapsed 30, 40%? Give me that scenario. Play it out.
Market collapsed 40%. People will not be building. We'll see. There'll be no more duplexes going up in Mariners. I'll tell you that much, right? But what that's going to hurt, that's going to hurt your everyday tradie, right? Especially out west. What are they going to do, right? Maybe carpenters will earn a little bit less. Maybe they'll go down to a more reasonable level. The truth is, I don't know how to. I can't picture that, John, because that would be an absolute disaster.
Disaster is right. I was thinking about it, and I said a lot of what we do. People typically say accounting is a recession-proof business because everyone has to lodge a tax return. Everyone needs advice. But I thought about it. If there was a total collapse in property, we'd be stuffed. Why? Because a lot of the work we do is for investors. We've got a lot of clients that have investment properties. A lot of clients set up trusts and buy properties in trust. A lot of clients have self-managed super funds that own properties. The flow-on effect of all the clients going broke would be like basically they're no longer going to be entrepreneurs. We're small business accountants. So to be a small business accountant, you need people that are willing to take the risk to start a small business. People that are just gone broke don't start small businesses. They end up on social welfare. They end up finding jobs or two jobs just to survive. So I would look at our client base, 1,000 business clients. I think if we had a 30, 40% collapse in property prices, 1,000 business clients would quickly become 300 business clients, and then everyone it would be a calamity, absolute calamity.
Johnny, the market's feeling it because unit prices haven't really gone up too much. And I remember probably pre-COVID, when you were doing your numbers for a build, you were saying 250 to 300 per unit, right? Plus GST, that's how much it would cost to build a unit. Now it's, mate, if you're building out west, something not premium, you're talking about 450, 500 plus GST per unit. Per site, like it's a lot to build, and there's no money in unit building anymore right now, on the western side of Sydney. So no one's as keen as they used to be, right? Plus all the changes with the strata rules, the 2% bond, etc. for the developers. And we're feeling that, Johnny, and that's a lot of my trades. When I say they're down 30, 40%, guys who used to work on substantial units, etc., mate, there's not as much out there as there used to be. So we're feeling it to a degree, and that's a small degree. If we felt it at 30 or 40%, it'd be a disaster.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Jacob?
Yeah, no, I think Tufik walked into my office this year and said, do you feel like a lot of clients are expanding and like doing more? And I said, to be honest, I actually see more people starting businesses than current business owners expanding into, more staff and more headcount, more investment, blah, blah, blah. So I still think there's a pathway for people to get into small business and do something with themselves, but I think the ceiling of small business has certainly we see it more now than we ever did before. So yeah, that's my general sentiment for small business owners at the moment.
Johnny, if we're dropping discretionary spend, you look at a gym. Say you've got a gym, any class gym, right? Strength and conditioning. You got say 200 members. 200 members, $60 a week. You're bringing in $12,000, right? Now, because of the pressure, a lot of these class gyms, they're seeing a 20 to 40% drop. So you're talking about going from $12,000 to $7,000 or $8,000. That's a drop of $4,000. And your overheads don't change. You still need to pay for the class teachers. You still need to pay for the rent. The rent hasn't dropped. The teachers' cost hasn't dropped. The prices of the replacement equipment hasn't dropped. everyone's feeling it in their pocket. So that 20 to 30% drop, mate, it hurts.
Can I also, sorry to cut in there, but for gyms specifically as well, gyms are doing it tough. And not only are they doing it tough because people are looking at that back pocket and saying, is there something $60 a week I can cut? And the low-hanging fruit is gyms sometimes. But the big chains just take longer to have that churn than the smaller businesses. So the local $60 a week sort of warehouse gym with culture is suffering a bit more than I'd say the $20 a week low cost, no frills sort of product. So
we're moving more from that luxury to budget.
Yeah.
So if you're the lower price band in any market, you may be a beneficiary because it's a time where people are tightening the belt.
Yeah.
So 100%. Now our business clients, they're looking at tax, they're looking at year end, but the biggest thing that we're doing right now, obviously, is we're helping clients prepare for the new financial year with budgeting and forecasting. So what are we actually saying to the clients at this time? I know with my clients, the things we're sitting down and saying are prepare a budget. What we're saying to our clients right now is prepare a budget for the next 12 months so you understand how your business is going to survive this economy. It is tough and interest rates are high and costs are high, but you can survive the next 12 months if you plan. How are we planning? Number one, we're sitting down and saying, let's have a look at last year to see how your business performed, income and expense-wise, and what sort of profit you generated. Number two, let's make some assumptions about what's going to happen in the next 12 months. How much do you expect your income to rise and why? How much do you expect your expenses to change? Do you anticipate that you're going to have capital expenditure or you're going to hire new staff? If so, how much? Let's budget that out for 12 months so we can make sure there's enough money in the business to be able to pay for those costs given the assumptions you've made. Number three, what's your balance sheet look like? Are you paying down debt? How many cars or vehicles in your business? How many leases? How much debt do you owe the ATO? And over what time horizon do you expect to pay that down? Let's actually document that now. Now it's July. This is the time to document exactly how much money you need to survive the next 12 months, how much money you should be putting aside. And then we've got to adjust our wages as business owners accordingly and our drawings accordingly. Because the last thing you want is to be surprised when you get to the end of September quarter, December quarter, your profit may not be where you thought it's going to be. You may have been drawing down money on the basis that you're going to make X, but you make Y, and then you're going to be stuffed. And what happens when you're stuffed? ATO starts knocking, director penalty notice, start talking about business turnaround, and it's not they're conversations we have, but they're not conversations you want to be having. So the solution, the antidote to not find yourself in that scenario is to do what we're doing with our clients, is do your budget, do your forecast, and be prepared for 2026 financial year. My footy coach in school, Mr. Jackson, always used to say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So that's 100% the approach we have to be taking now, considering that the economy is up shit's creek. All right, so let's jump into this. We've got the hot takes game. So each host draws a random card, reads a statement, and must defend it. The other two push back with logic or jokes. Thanks, Nathan. Tufik, you go first.
You should not be leaving work at your finish time.
All right, bro, you're disgusting. How could you say that?
You're a pig. What a capitalist
Why
pig.
would you say that? Is it because you're an employer?
Do I have to defend this?
Yes.
This is hard work because I like to usually leave at my finish time of 8 p.m.
I want to change it. I want to change it for you. You should say you should not. That should make it say you have to start work at 8:30 a.m. Defend. You have to start work on time. Defend.
I'm a big believer of starting work on time, especially when you're the employer and you're the boss. Because
why are you looking at me when you say that?
No, I'm not judging.
Is it because I come in at 9:30 some days?
No, listen, I'm not judging. I'm not alluding to anything.
Yeah.
But it's the start of your day. The most important hour for most people of their day, not everyone, but for most people, the most important hour is the first hour of the day. It sets the tone for the day. You draw a list of what you plan to do for the day. You need to come in and get all the staff ready. You're doing A, you're doing B, you're doing C. If you're a builder, you got to turn up to make sure the concreters are on site. It doesn't change for an accountant. It doesn't change for any professional. You got to get there, make sure your staff are working, they're doing the right thing, and lead in what they're doing for the day. You know,
but if you don't turn up, I'll have to disagree.
Yeah.
if you don't turn up to a site, and that means your employees don't turn up to a site or an office, what sort of autonomy or trust have you put in your employees to be able to do what's right for them and do the right thing? Like, surely you shouldn't have to stand over your employees if they're high performance and watch them walk in the front door at 8:30 a.m. and yell at them, Mick, what jobs are you doing every morning for them to actually start working? Surely if you've set some standards, principles, and you've hired staff, then you would expect them to do the right thing. And then when you turn up after your meeting, your morning gym session, having breakfast with your kids or whatever you do, surely they'd be operating at full steam ahead, and the business will, like, that's my opinion. Jacob?
What position am I taking? I need to...
You're against.
Because I can
have
take
to work
both.
on time. So you're saying you don't have to turn up on time?
Yeah, no. So, there's the original question. I'll go to both, but the original question was finishing on time. One thing I've learned from you guys is that you always say if you're staying past your hours, you're inefficient somewhere in your day. So is there something that you're doing inefficiently throughout the day that's causing you to work back a bit? And is it a system problem? Are you overcompensating for something? Let's try to resolve that first, and then we can look at the exit time as well. So that's something I think, especially John, you very much taught. But if I'm defending the position on not being at work on time, it's a hard one for me to defend because I would like to be on Tufek's side of the desk. But what are the reasons to not come to work on time? This is what I would say. Everyone has their own rhythm and their own sort of pattern. And this goes back to tribal. If everyone in the tribe woke up and slept at the same time, the tribe would be under attack in that time where everyone was sleeping. So the way God intended it, in my opinion, was that certain people in the tribe would wake up at different times of the day. Some people are morning people, some people are night people, some people are, scattered throughout that. I have to very much discipline myself to get up in the morning. It's a discipline I've developed. If you allow me to, I could sleep till 1 p.m. no problem. And that's just the way my body works. Other people are wired differently. So if we're trying to get the best out of everyone, is it right to force those who may have a rhythm at a different time of the day to show up earlier? That's my argument.
You're pushing a ball uphill.
By the way, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. What we'll do is we'll say, you know what, we're constructing a house, right? We need 10 carpenters to frame the house. You can all come in when you guys feel like it and are ready and do your 8 hours. No, that's not how business works. We all should be there together. It's a team effort, right? You don't pack a scrum and one guy goes in and you get the second guy in 5 minutes later. No, as far as I'm concerned, when the whistle rings in a game, the ball gets kicked off and we're all playing footy together.
The whistle rings in the game. That's fair enough.
I don't know.
I understand what you're saying.
The buzzer goes.
From all his first grade experience.
But, hold on. Jacob, I want to agree with what you're saying. Every single person has a different energy stack, right? So some people are what you call blast or play first, and some people are sleep or consume first. The introverts that have those really low introverted functions start the day really slowly, and they're like diesels. As the day builds up steam, okay, and they're building up energy and momentum, by about 3-4 p.m., they're ready to go for another 12 hours, where the guys that were up there at like 6-7 a.m. buzzing, annoying everyone in the office or on site, by 3 p.m. they're falling asleep in their car or at their desk. They're gone, they're finished. 4 p.m, I can't do it anymore, I have to go, trying to run out of Billings meeting because they can't anymore. They lose energy so quickly. The guys that pace themselves will have that. So you're right, you got to play to each other's strengths and weaknesses. We have a Monday morning huddle in the office. I worked out, because I've personality profiled everyone because I'm OCD, I worked out that the people who love it and the people that hate it, 80% success rate. If you love it, you're an introvert, and if you hate it, you're an extrovert. This is the reason. If you actually are an extrovert, you're always putting out energy and you want to move and you want to talk. If you have to sit in a huddle on Monday morning, constrained for 30 minutes while other people talk, it feels long. It feels like this is a waste of time. I should be working. If you're an introvert and you consume and you sleep first and you work harder later into the day, you sit there and you take all the energy from everyone else. You enjoy being still and you enjoy hearing from everyone. And it's like a petrol station. So I said this to one of our employees who's an extrovert and hates sitting in huddle. I said, the problem is on Monday morning when we sit in huddle, we're sitting at a petrol station and you're an extrovert and your tank is full. I go, but there's half the room are introverts and they're sitting there and they're getting filled up. They're being revved up. They're getting ready to go. They're being woken up because they're asleep, and it's helping them start their week. Okay, so, and I would say the exception is if you're an extrovert and you're running the meeting, it's totally fine.
I was literally going to say, why do I feel like I love how to...
You love it because you're doing all the talking.
Yeah.
Where if the other extroverts are forced to sit like this and they're getting edgy and they're being constrained, they just want to move. They just want to burst. They want to blast. And a lot of this is right. Like, Tufik, are you right that we need to work as a team? Absolutely. But if you step back and understand people's energy patterns, you can cater to it and try help them. You know, you don't want to be abusing the guy who always gets in 10 minutes late, but is happy to blast work into 6, 7 at night. I know we don't work back late, but if that's their approach, that's fine. They get 10 minutes late, whatever. But there might be a guy or girl who gets in early and they're useless past 3:30. That's the trade-off. Everyone's got a certain amount of energy. You expend it how you expend it. All right, Jacob, your turn.
Very good. All right, let's see what position I'm defending. You should only work just hard enough to not get fired. This is not my position, but all right. I'm going to be staunch about this. So you should only work just hard enough not to get fired. John, as someone who's very efficient, this seems like the right level of efficiency to have. Do you know the saying, P's get degrees? This would be the saying in the business and corporate world where... You know, you don't want to be jobless and put your family under disrepute and hard times. But why should you work harder? Because at the end of the day, you're only working harder for your employer who's making maximum profits and exploiting your labor. So why should you work any harder than what you need to get paid?
That's it. I have to say. I mean, it's my job to push against that, but I want to agree 100%. No. So why I want to disagree is, I would say you should work smart, okay? So sometimes that looks like not working hard, but if you're working smart, you're working efficiently. My favorite saying to anyone in the office when they're doing something the long way is I say, stop it, you idiot, you're wasting keystrokes. All right? If you type a whole sentence and at the beginning of the sentence you made a spelling error and you delete the whole sentence and type it again, do you know how angry that makes me? Brother, you got a mouse, you click on the spot, you delete or you go back, you delete the letter, you fix it. Don't delete the whole thing and do it again. It's a waste of energy. But people that work efficiently can produce more. But why I have to disagree with you is because if you can work efficiently and work as hard as possible, you know what you're going to do? You're going to create more value. We just did salary reviews and performance reviews in our firm and everyone got, really great pay rises. You can't go get a pay rise. You can't push yourself to the next level in your career if you're not showing your employer what value you can add and how hard you work and how much you care. Bro, there's nothing I hate more than an employee that shows me they don't care. If you do not care about this job, if you don't care about being here, why are you here? Show me you care. Show me you love it. Show me your virtues. Show me that you are diligent. Show me that you're curious. Show me that you're courageous. Show me that you're here for other people. Do you know what someone who only works as hard as they need to not get fired looks like? They look like a selfish pig. Do you want to be a selfish pig? If you want to be a selfish pig that only cares about yourself and has no friends and goes nowhere in life, just work hard enough not to be fired. But if you actually want to add value in the world, you want to move up, you should be there first and leave last if that's what that looks like, if working hard looks like for you. But it's not that you're there first or last. It's that you care. Work as hard as you possibly can. I have to disagree with you. And I like you less because you said that now. Jake.
My hands are tied.
Yeah. Tufik?
Anecdotally, if I go home and I've achieved nothing that day and I've taken it easy and I've got nowhere, I'll go home and I feel pathetic, right? There's a joy that comes from actually working hard and adding value to the world and trying to achieve something. They grab us and they throw us in a seat for 8-9 hours a day, right? You want to sit there and be tortured 8-9 hours a day and just be bored and not enjoy it and do just enough work so you don't get, be fired. What's the point? Quit your job, go elsewhere, find somewhere where you can actually enjoy. Because if you're working just hard enough, it means you're not enjoying it. You're not loving what you do.
You're not going to starve. You don't have to do the job.
100%.
If you're in Australia and you're in a job that you do not like, if you stop that job right now, you will not starve. Okay? And you probably don't like the job because you're not actually doing it from your heart. You have to give your best then you'll start getting results. When you get results, you'll go, you know what, I'm actually valued here and I help people. And if you're so misaligned with what is your passion and what your heart is, then take a pay cut, go into another role, go a bit lower, find your passion, because in the long run, your trajectory will be higher, you'll earn more money, and you'll be happier.
Or just go and start a business is the other one. But I want to push back one more time, and then we'll go to the next one, if I may. I actually think it's harder to work just hard enough to not get fired than to just give all of your effort. I feel like innately there's something in humans that want to do their best, that want to be part of a team environment, that want to build culture, that want to add value. So I would actually say it is a more difficult thing to do, to work just hard enough to not get fired.
How do you do that? If you're playing football on a team, how do you play just hard enough to not lose your position?
Yeah.
Bro, if you do not gun it in pursuit of the attack on when they're running down the sideline and try your best to tackle them, you're going to get dropped. Yeah. The only way you succeed in this world is giving 100% your best effort in everything you do. Anything your hand touches, you should do it to maximum energy, maximum output. If not, you're kidding yourself. And what, you're going to go start a business? Bro, if you can't work hard for your employer and you're not passionate enough to do that for them, you think when you're responsible for yourself, you're going to work hard to go do something, make something of yourself? You're not. Bro, you're going to play COD and jump on Supercoach Draft and go to the movies and eat ice cream and... Sorry, I'm talking about myself.
and put entrepreneur in your Instagram bio.
Yeah, you're gonna call yourself a business person, but you don't care about life. You don't care about excellence. You got to pursue excellence. You have to work hard. You have to try hard. This mediocre rubbish, only work hard enough not to get fired. Get out of my face, bro. You're a loser.
All right, done. On to the next. So I can abuse you now.
Guys, genuinely speaking here, meetings over 15 minutes are a complete waste of time. All right, now let me tell you why they're a complete waste of time. If I cannot articulate to you in 48 seconds exactly what I need you to do or what information I need to pass on to you, okay, why are we having... What's wrong with us? Are we both like brain dead? If I had to tell you something, I'd say, listen, all right, Jacob, I've got to sit down. I've got to convey something to you. Next week, we're starting to do fringe benefits tax returns. We need to focus on the vehicles because it's a real important area the ATO is looking at. All right, mate, thanks. Good meeting. All right, let's go. Let's get back to work. Can we get back to doing things? We don't need to sit there for long amounts of time hammering information. If you needed to, prepare the information beforehand, write an email, write a summary, print it out, give it to everyone, make them read it. I think this is the Amazon method. Everyone reads it, and then you come to the meeting. Everyone's read the memo. Okay, you can ask any questions you have about the memo. We knock it out in 15 minutes, and you leave. Feel free to disagree.
We all work at different speed, at different wavelengths, and some people do need that little bit of extra time. Now, this is very hard for me to argue against you, John, this one, because I agree with you. A lot of the time, I don't like long meetings. A lot of my high-performance clients, when I speak to them, if the phone call lasts more than 2 minutes, they're angry at me because I've done something wrong, right? So I'd actually like to argue John's position, but I'm not going to because you're wrong. Some people need some more time to understand the concept. Some people are just lower performance, lower speed.
Yeah, so for the lower
hang on,
no.
Wait.
They're less evolved.
So to get them up to speed, right? You need to spend time with them. You need to explain to them the concepts because it's very easy to say, we've got to get our FBT returns by next week. Okay. What should we be watching out for in the FBT returns? Has there been any update in the legislation? Has the form changed? Is there any details within the form that we need to look at? And I can ask you 25 questions.
There's another name for that. Do you know what that's called?
Tell me.
That's called training. All right. So if you sit down and say we're going to train accountants or train staff in 15 minutes, I say no. You need 10 years to train someone. You're going to have lectures. You're going to have tutors. You're going to have in-house training. A meeting is like when two people come together to convey a message and to create instructions or to take instructions and create action items and an action plan and go. Now, we say 15 minutes. If we're playing loose with it, 15 to 30 minutes. But an hour meeting, 2 hour meetings, really what you're doing is you're sitting down with a friend because it's that one time of year where you get to do their tax return and you enjoy their company and you get through the tax stuff in half an hour. And the next hour and a half, you're talking about footy. How's the kids? How's Laura? How's this? How's the marathon going? You know what I mean? You're talking to them about life, and that's fine. That's social. But I don't think it's necessarily, part of, the function of the meeting doesn't need to be that long. And I want to throw one case example at you. There's a Lebanese guy who ran a car company in Japan. They used to call him,
Mr. 7-Eleven.
Mr. 7-Eleven.
Carlos.
Yeah, 7-Eleven. He worked from 7 to 11.
Carlos Ghosn.
Carlos Risson.
Yeah.
He worked from 7 to 11, and he used to have back-to-back consecutive 15-minute meetings from morning till night, dealing with, over 50,000 staff that Nissan had or whatever. Long story short, he ended up having to escape Japan in a box to Lebanon because they tried to come after him. But that's not the moral of the story. The moral of the story is he became CEO of Nissan and ran a Japanese company because he was so efficient with handling his time and having quick meetings that they poached him from a French company and brought him over there. And he ran one of the most successful car companies in the world. And he brought back the GTR, which is why I love him.
Great. I want to push back on. I really because I'm on the opposite side.
All right, so meetings.
I'm shocked that you're on this side, but
I'll say it for you. Meetings over 15 minutes are a complete waste of time. Go.
All right. Couple of reasons. Number one, collaboration. Collaboration does not happen in less than 15 minutes. If you have, here's the counter argument for do an email before the meeting. Blah blah blah. I think obviously you should have an agenda, you should have a clear direction of where the meeting's going, and you should be prepared for that meeting. 100% agree with that. But when you're in the room, I'll give you an example, 2 examples. Yesterday, we all met around a specific process in the business, and how long was that meeting? Was it less or more than 15 minutes?
It's half an hour.
Okay. Was there maximum value in that meeting?
Yes.
Okay. Could we have done it in less than 15 minutes?
It was actually 2 meetings. There were 2 topics, and each of them was 15 minutes long. So
2 meetings?
Think about it.
Within that meeting. Okay,
Yes.
That's fine. So, all right. So your argument is that
I think all the value.
So
happens
basically,
in
we're
15.
correct.
Okay.
We had 2 15-minute meetings.
I love how you
yesterday.
switch sides. Now you're on my side.
Yeah,
I'm really good at this game.
let me give you another example. Would you call a huddle a meeting?
A huddle?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. How long is it?
Half an hour.
It should be 15
I can do it. It should be 4. It should be 5 minutes max.
Do you know what you lose with the 15-minute efficient? I only have 15 minutes. Is the culture? You just lose there's a human connection that needs to happen in that room.
Yeah.
And I believe email doesn't portray that. If I put 3 people in a room versus I put 3 people behind the computer and they all have to prepare an email and send it to each other, there's far more human collaboration that happens in that room. There is far more human connection. People are going to stay committed, engaged, feel like their voices are heard, feel like they're contributing. All of these things you lose by only having the 15-minute, hyper-efficient, everyone says one line in the meeting. Do I believe that it could be a 15-minute meeting? I'm not opposed to it can be a 15-minute meeting. I just don't think it should.
But do you know what? Collaboration's overrated, bro. Collaboration is overrated. Let me tell you. Do you know what's better than collaboration? Direction, instruction,
Decision making.
Agreed.
Just top down. Listen, this is how we're going to win today.
Yep.
There was recently we had State of Origin, and we had the Blues who failed miserably and lost the series when they had the better performers.
Agreed.
And we had the Maroons who won when they had rubbish players. Now, why did they win with rubbish players? Bro, Billy Slater is a leader. You could tell when he came out in the press conferences after Aaron Woods had a go at him, and when Cameron Munster's dad passed away and he presented himself, you could tell that he was a leader. He made the moves that had to be made. He got rid of DCE, the former captain of Queensland. He brought in Dearden. He brought in Shibasaki. He's played like 5 first-grade games. And Toya in the centres to verse the best centres in the world, Latrell Mitchell and Stephen Crichton. He brought in Josh Papali'i, Big Papa, after like
retirement or so.
4 years of not playing Origin. Yeah. He's just the guy who came in and made decisions. Let me tell you how that wouldn't have happened. 30 guys getting together and saying, oh, let's collaborate about how we're going to win Origin. No, bro. One bloke said, this is how we're going to win Origin. If we fail, it's me. I lose. Yeah. I'll go down. I won't be coach next year because I'm rubbish. Trust me, I'm going to make these moves. No one's ever going to collaborate and go, yeah, we should get rid of DCE, our captain. Yeah, we should bring back the old dog from Canberra to come. No, bro. Someone has to make a decision. the decision and the results fall on their head. They're the one who gets the chopping block when the head's on the chopping block if they fail. Collaboration's good and it makes everyone feel good, but at the end of the day, the more you collaborate, the less accountability you have for those decisions.
One more pushback.
No, I'm going.
Go.
I want to argue against John because that's the game, but morally I can't.
Yeah.
Right, because you know what you lose with collaboration and long meetings?
Decision and direction.
No, money.
Okay.
Money, my friend.
Yeah.
You make less decisions in a day.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, you know what? Who cares about your feelings sometimes in the day? It's there's a time to hug each other and care about each other, and there's time to do work. Make your decisions in 15 minutes, act accordingly, move on. Right? Because guess what? Productivity is very important, and productivity is more important than feeling nice, Jacob. So good luck to you in your long meetings.
I don't disagree with that. Can I push back?
Last word for Jacob. Go.
Round tables.
Yeah.
Should they be 15 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, done.
All right, guys. We got a new game today. The game is called Wavelength. All right. One person doesn't know the target number. The others do and must give one-word clues related prompts. Give one-word clue related prompts. See if the odd one out can guess the number. All right. So, Jacob, can you close your eyes?
Yes.
All right. Tufik, throw up a number. All right, that's the number, guys. All right, we got it. Jacob, go. Give us the category.
Okay, give me. Okay, cars. Pick a car and I'll rate it out of 10.
I'm gonna go Audi RS5.
Oh, that's pretty high.
That's Audi RS5.
Can I take a guess now?
Yeah. Tell us
9.
why you're guessing that number.
Okay, I'm gonna guess a 9.
Why?
8 or a 9, because it's in the upper echelon of cars. It's expensive. It's European, but it's not a supercar. So supercar would have been like a 10, maybe.
All right. So what number are you giving?
Yeah, it's going to be 8 or a 9. I'm going to go with, you would have had RS5 at 8.
Yeah, bro, he nailed it. You didn't even need to go. It was 8.
Very good.
How good. Yeah.
All right, so good. All right, I'm going to close my eyes. You guys do one.
Yep.
All right.
Ask Tufi.
Can I close my eyes again? Because I saw him doing this.
You're wrong. Okay, go. All right. No.
All right, go, Tufik. Give me NRL teams.
I've got to look at the ladder. The Broncos.
All right, so the Broncos, high performance team.
Terrible.
Sorry,
Terrible.
high performance players. Very bad team. Just no cohesion. Really good talent. Very bad culture and cohesion. Although they're starting to improve. They got Reece Walsh. They got Payne Haas. They got Cobbo. Cobbo, I don't know, but they got Carrigan. they got these Lamborghinis, but then they turn up some weeks and rubbish teams beat them. And I think to myself, bro, what sort of a team culture is this? So, given by the way he laughed, because I'm very intuitive, and the way that you didn't like it, it must have been lower, less than 5.
Yeah, that was a good call.
I'm very intuitive, and I think Brisbane is probably, he's put it at 3 out of 10. Am I right? Yeah. Well done. All right, ready? All right,
I shouldn't have reacted.
All right, Tiffy, close your eyes.
Yeah.
All right, open your eyes. Give us a category.
I don't know anything other than rugby league and cars.
And cars, yeah. Give us something else.
TV shows.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna say, out of 10 TV shows, what was the one where there was the mum and the dad, and they had 3 kids each, and there was Alice, and then they got married, and then now they had 6 kids because they had 3 from each marriage. What was
Brady
the show?
Bunch?
Yeah, that one.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Actually, that's a pretty good show. Anyway, let's see what you think.
Well, it went for a long time. It was very famous. They even played it in when I was young in the 90s. So, but it wasn't a high-rated show. I didn't really watch it, but some people did. I'd probably say a 6 out of 10.
Ah, you're wrong, Jacob.
All right.
TV show. I don't know that many. And all the ones I know, he's going to think it's terrible. TV show.
It's
okay,
very
I've got one.
subjective.
I've got
That's the problem
one.
with this one.
You're either going to love this or hate this or get the number.
Tell me.
They're all the outcomes. Jersey Shore.
I've never watched it in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what
Okay,
number
I've
would
got
you
one.
give
I've got one. I've got one.
Jersey Shore is about those teenagers who
Yeah, don't worry.
who
Don't
party a lot
disregard,
and sit
disregard,
in a
disregard.
van and
You have
drive
to,
around.
you have to
I'll
watch
give that
it.
a
You have
zero.
to watch it. I know.
I'll give that a zero.
It's not zero.
I would never
Okay,
watch
all
it.
right, all right. Malcolm in the Middle.
I'll give that a zero too because I've never watched
told
it.
you.
All right,
hard.
all right. What
You go.
about? I'll give you one.
All right.
The Bear Grylls one where he goes and pretends that he's in the wild, but he's got a whole camera crew with him and he's lying and he's not actually struggling at all. What's it called?
Man vs. Wild.
Man vs. Wild.
I personally think that's a great show, right? It's very good to pass the time on a Saturday afternoon before you had kids jumping all over you. I'd give that a 7 out of 10.
Do you know what the problem is? He's picked a category that he knows nothing about. He hates all TV shows.
I don't think he shows he knows.
And he only watches YouTube. he doesn't actually watch TV
Give him
shows.
another show. He's not there yet.
All right, let's go. One more.
Was there an Australian Top Gear?
Yeah, I actually went.
Okay. And was it... should I just
I see what
go...
you've done here. You brought it back to cars. Very,
Yeah.
Very good
So,
job.
Listen, that was a 4 out of 10.
Nah, you're wrong. Sorry.
He had cars.
Yeah, sorry.
It had cars,
close.
but it was
Listen.
horrific.
Yeah,
it was
that's what I was...
You've
that's
had
what I was
4
going
guesses
for.
and there's only 10 numbers. It
All
was
right.
5
Yeah.
out of 10.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right. You failed on that one. All right. Let's go one more
That was
round.
good.
One more round.
Yeah, let's do
Jacob, close your eyes.
Okay, nice.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
Give us a category.
So soft drinks.
Soft drinks?
Yes.
All
Or
right.
whoever.
I'm going to say Coke Zero.
Oh, that's really good. Okay, but
Give him a category.
do I go
Give,
both?
yeah, both.
okay.
Give two categories.
Tufik. But I haven't guessed the number.
No, but you can guess after getting both.
Oh, okay, nice. Cars. That's something he knows.
The Nissan GDR.
It's high. It's definitely high, but you're a Pepsi Max dude.
Am I?
I think
Brother,
you are.
that's definitely not the case.
Really?
My brother Mick is.
That's maybe
Yeah,
I'm gonna
we
mix
look the
up.
same.
I thought the whole household. Once one person in that household, I thought it
I
was the
said we
household
look the
decision.
same, like you don't know who we both are. We work together.
You're a Pepsi Max guy. But you're a Coke
Coke
Zero,
Zero,
obviously.
yeah.
Very premium. Nissan GDR. He knows I love that car.
Yeah.
It's either 9 or 10.
Give me one.
I'm gonna go with 10.
Nah, you stuffed up.
Oh,
It's
it was a
not.
9.
It's 9, bro.
Oh, so close.
All right, go. I'm going to do one.
Yeah.
Give us a number.
Um,
I hope you guys give me a number that I can guess.
yeah.
All right.
By the
All
way,
right.
special mention on drinks.
Yep.
Solo, like I'll let you finish, but
Oh,
Solo
that's-
is the best
yeah,
drink
that's your
ever
10.
created, and
Okay.
Hard Rated is the best alcoholic drink ever
Yep.
created. FYI.
Fair.
All right, you guys have a number?
We do.
All right. I want you to give me suburbs in Sydney,
That's great.
and I want you to give me watches.
I was gonna use that as a category, so I love that you use that.
Okay.
Thank you.
So give me.
Watches. Can Sufi go first? I need to think.
Yeah, go suburb in Sydney.
Chatswood.
Yeah.
Ooh, Chatswood's pretty impressive. It's on the north side of the bridge near the city. It's not waterfront, but it's not Western Sydney. It's not far southwest. It's affluent, but it's not like the best area you could get. Like if you wanted, if I wanted 10 and we're talking suburbs, I would have wanted to hit something like Bellevue Hill, Vaucluse. I would have wanted to hit like
Wrong.
something like that. Well, hold on, I haven't
Or
finished. That. Here's
Marylands.
my reasoning. If you for him Marylands, if you gave me like 4 or 5 out of 10, I would have thought like somewhere in the middle ring suburbs, you know, Greenacre, Rydalmere, Beverly Hills, and then if you said like Mount Druitt, I would have thought it would have been lower than average. I don't think that. I love Mount Druitt. I almost bought a house there once, but I know how Tufik thinks.
I
So
love Mount Druitt.
seeing that he said Chatswood, I can't give it a 9 or 10. I'm gonna go 8. And
All right.
Give me a watch.
And
I might change it depending on the watch category.
I need to know how you feel about this watch.
All right, go.
But I feel this way about this watch. I want to say Panerai.
Oh, bro, that's a nice watch. But his face told me when I reacted so happily. Again, the intuition kicked in, and it's like he didn't want to give me something that's too nice. I just happened to like the watch, And I happen to like Chatswood, but maybe 8's too much. And since Maryland's is a 10 and I'm working in reverse traffic, I must be more like on the 6 or 7 scale. And I'm going to shoot from the hip and say 6.
No,
I'm way off.
Our examples weren't that great. So Panerai used to be really good back in the day when Arnold wore it, but now has not done well for a long time.
Below 5?
It has. It's about a 4, in my opinion. They're still good watches.
When I think of 10, when I think of suburbs, when I think of 10,
Chatswood,
I think of like Guildford, Maryland, Greenacre. And when I think of like a 4, I think Castle Crag, Bondi. Those really rubbish areas that no one wants to go to.
Unfortunately, the real estate market disagrees with you.
But the real estate market doesn't know what it's doing.
All right.
Okay.
Last one for you. Close your eyes.
This is a great game.
Number. Yeah, I like this game. Close your eyes. You give
one. We'll go with...
Okay, got it.
All right, Johnny.
Yep.
I know you're a lover of all things food.
All right, I'll do food. Restaurants.
Restaurants.
And what about for him? Fast food? What about for him?
Try to pick something different.
Accounting firms.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
This is great.
All right, guys. This number is that. Look, some would say I'm a fast food connoisseur. I've been many sizes in my life, of which one is 85 kilos and another is 170 kilos. And you don't get that sort of variety without being a connoisseur of the finer things, fast food. Now, you got to rank them. The best fast food is got to be the one that has consistency, great flavors. It's the same everywhere you go, that you don't wait too long. It ticks all the boxes for satiation, if that's the word, and good amount of fat and oil in it, but it's just not, you don't feel too disgusting later. And then the rubbish ones is not consistent. It might just be a standalone here or there. So on that scale, I'm going to say the peak of all fast foods worldwide it's not this, which is McDonald's. All right. That is the king. It's not McDonald's. But it's not like Red Rooster either. It's better than Red Rooster. It's really good, but it's locally good. I'm going to say a Porto. Why a Portos? Bro, when you get those nuggets, they're much better than other nuggets. You get the Extremo sauce with the mayo. You mix the Extremo and mayo together, you dip the nuggets. Yeah. Bro, you get a Bondi burger. You're eating a fast food burger, but there's chicken in it. It's elevated. Yeah. There's chicken in it. It's actually not that, it feels all right after. Yeah. I could have a Bondi burger after and feel like, I feel all right. Yeah. Have some of the chips. Try not to eat all of them. Bit of Coke Zero. You can still hit the gym that day.
100%.
Might stay in your macros. You know what I mean?
100%.
So that's why I say that.
Okay.
Accounting firms.
Contentious. This is a hard one. Okay. It's definitely not going to be Big Four.
Can't be Latitude.
It's not a 10.
Yeah. Latitude would be a 10, of course. Yeah. So using Latitude as the benchmark here, I would say...
Already knew that went into liquidation at 0.
Or like it's not H&R Block or anything like that. So I'm going to go with... I'm going to relate it back to you. If it was me, I would have picked Nexia. But because it's you, I'm going to pick Hall Chadwick.
All right. So what you're saying is it's not the top echelon. It's just below. But it's solid. You know what you're getting. It's got to be a 7 or an 8.
Pick one. Don't get it wrong, all right?
Otherwise, you're fired.
It's got to be a 7.
No!
Damn. 8.
Yeah,
bro, come on.
I gave a hood for you.
All right, guys, good game. Now, look, Latitude Accountants, the Lat Chat, we love the viewers. And the viewers have taken time out to actually submit some questions for us. And we're actually not going to charge a consulting fee to answer these questions. So this is free advice. So if anyone ever wants to shoot us any questions, feel free to do so. We'll answer every question on the podcast.
Absolutely.
And maybe next time we'll even have you call in and ask the questions, all right? We'll work on that for next time. So question number 1, I want to start with Jacob and then go to Tufik. Or jump in however you feel like. There's no rules here. Is it ever okay to invoice a mate full price?
I've got strong feelings about this. I think you should always...
Keep it honest, sharp. Leave it where it lands. Go.
Done. All right.
Is it okay ever to charge a mate full price?
I think you should always charge your friend full price.
Wow, bro,
And
you're
I
a bad
think,
friend. Nah, go on.
I'm a good friend for making you
Tell me why.
get full price services, because if you charge your friend less than full price, you're not going to value the service as much because you're not getting paid top dollar. They're not valuing the service as much because they haven't paid you what the service is actually worth. And then you're setting this weird thing where you're giving them a discount. When do you stop giving them a discount? Should you be doing this with all of your friends? Is it just one friend? Where's the line? Too many decisions. John, you're very fanatic about saying the less decisions you can make in business, the more efficient your business is going to be. Make less decisions. This is our price. Friend, no friend. We're here to provide a good service and give you some value. So this is what we think the price is. That's my opinion.
All right.
That's a good opinion. Juice?
The standard should always be whoever your client it is, whoever the client it is, whether it's your brother, your cousin, your mate, or some random off the street, you need to give them the best service available on the market. You need to give them the best service possible.
Agreed.
If you're the type of person who says, oh, you know what, they're going to pay me less, I am going to give them a worse service. And that's the truth. A lot of the time, you know, you're never going to give good service. If you're busy, if you got 40 hours of work a week and one of your mates wants 4 hours of your time, right, and needs 4 hours of your time, no, you're going to half-ass it, do it in 2 hours because you know you're not going to make money. You've got another 30 hours of work. So for most people, I would say do not give a discount because discounted work is usually bad work. However, if you're doing okay and you do have the time and you can give them that high level quality of work, there's no problem giving your mate a discount.
All right, brother. In Arabic, there's a saying. It's called Bayid al-Wajh. And
Yeah.
what Bayid al-Wajh means is make your face white. So that obviously is irrelevant. No, but really, why make your face? Why Bayid al-Wajh or make your face? What you're saying is some people like the idea of making themselves seem gracious and nice for other people. And a common way of doing that communally is to give someone a discount. But there's no such thing as a discount. Do you know what a discount is? A discount is the same as charging someone full price and then paying the bill for them. So I like to think of it like this. When someone wants, I feel like I'm going to offend them by invoicing them full freight. I tell everyone who works for me, charge me normal prices, full prices, as much, whatever it is. You're my cousin, you're my brother. Bro, I've got 71 cousins. So I have to get them all to charge me full freight and normal prices. I want to see them succeed. But I say this to someone, if someone is struggling enough that you need a discount, I'm still going to charge you full freight. And if you need money from me, bro, call me, I'll give you money.
Yeah.
You can't pay my bill because remember that business is not just me. It's my staff, it's my business partners, it's an organism that feeds many people and it's got to function in society and it has to follow its process. If you can't pay the bill, I will pay the bill for you, but that bill's going out. The bill's going out no matter what.
Yeah.
If you can't pay it, I'll pay it.
Yeah.
But you have to set the standard that we have a process to follow. And at the end of the day, if you want your friends to succeed, you want them to charge you full price.
Yeah.
Bro, I go to cafes of my friends and family. I go to their businesses. I use their services. Sometimes they don't even offer the best value, but I'm so happy to pay because I know I'm helping them build their business. I'm helping them improve. I want them to feel the same way about my business. And together, if we all help each other out and put each other's needs first, then there's not going to be a problem. And then charity is charity.
Yeah,
if you got a mate in need, please be the first person to offer him help.
Yeah.
If he's someone that isn't, wasting his life away, throwing the money in the bin, gambling or, an addict or whatever, like someone who just genuinely needs help, be the guy that helps. Be the girl that helps. But it doesn't mean you have to do things for free. It muddies the waters, changes the process. So I agree with you on that.
But the question, is it okay to charge full price? Absolutely.
Of course.
It is okay, yeah. Charge full price and work out the rest later. Tufik always says, just send the bill and we'll work it out later.
Yeah.
My boss gives performance bonuses as Uber Eats vouchers.
Wow.
Is this a fringe benefit? Wow, this is interesting. Wow, who would do such a thing?
It's a very obvious answer. Is it minor and infrequent?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Well, it's a performance
Define it,
bonuses. Are performance bonuses minor and infrequent?
No.
How frequent are they?
Well, frequency isn't about how many times it happens. Frequency is about, is there a process as to why
Let's
it
go
happens?
example. Let's say you give out a $50 Employee of the Week Uber Eats voucher every week as a performance bonus, hypothetically.
Okay. Is it minor? Yes. Less than $300. Is it infrequent?
52
No.
times a year.
52 times a year. I wouldn't say that's infrequent.
So
There's no hard and fast rule.
It is fringe benefit.
Yes.
There was a marquee legislation that came out a few years ago, and it talked about frequency. If you're doing something in a uniform pattern and there is regularity about it, then I would say it's frequent. And I would say even if it is minor, it has to be both minor and infrequent. Pay reviews, most people would have in their your employment contract will do you over here, because in there it's probably listed every 6 months to a year.
Yeah,
So there is some frequency about it.
Yeah. No,
But,
it probably is.
yeah.
It is a fringe benefit. Performance bonuses linked to performance is definitely, it's for the exertion of effort. It's basically wages, and you can't pay your wages via school fees or Uber Eats vouchers or whatever else.
There's a thing for that.
So there's tax on that, and guess what? Fringe benefits tax is the heaviest tax you can pay. So you're going to pay, if you're giving out $50 Uber Eats voucher, you're going to pay $50 of FBT as well. So that bonus costs you $100 a week.
But
So
it's a
don't be
Give him
stupid.
$50.
Just pay him $50 more.
It's a performance bonus. What if it's like 10 or 15 grand? Do you want that in Uber Eats vouchers?
That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, next question. I make 110K and still feel broke. Am I bad with money, or is Sydney cooked? Guys, if you're asking this question, you are 100% in the same boat as everyone else making 110K trying to survive in Sydney. The first thing you got to do if you're on 110K is, Sydney is not actually a one-player game. It's a team sport. And what I mean by team, you need to marry at least one person who also makes at least 110K so that you can pool your money together so you can buy a house in Sydney and pay Sydney prices to live. And guess what? In 5 years from now, being on 110K a year is not going to be enough to pay rent in Sydney, let alone enough to actually buy a house. So if you actually want to survive, think about how you can increase your income, because you will feel more broke in 5 years than you feel now. And then think about how you can team up with someone else, a partner, a spouse, a sibling, and then live with them. And you then can bring your total living costs down by doing things in unison. Do you know what's happening more and more frequently? Two families living together. So it's you and your sister and their husbands, you guys buy a house together, you live together. Now you got 4 people teaming up to win the Sydney game. You can do one of two things. You can get smart, or you can be a victim and just leave the system and say, I can't do it. Every single obstacle in life has a way to overcome it. Just got to be smarter than it.
Yeah, see, me and Johnny are actually moving in together. And my wife's kids are coming in, so we can save some money.
I heard you were actually converting one of the offices into a bedroom as well. So no more home repayment.
Or you could sleep from work. No, but in all seriousness, it's actually a joke that 110K makes you feel broke.
John, some people who earn 110K are 27 years old, who instead of living with their parents decide, they want their own place and they want their own car, and they're so broke they can't even afford a holiday overseas. Shut your mouth, go live with your parents, save your money. You'll be very, very rich. You know, if you're making $1,600 a week, spend $600. Just live within your means. Put aside $1,000, go buy a house after a couple of years. So for those people, shut your mouths, live humbly. Sydney's not cooked, you're cooked. Save your money.
All right. Can I push back on that?
You should, yeah.
All right. Should I let you?
Well, this is what I want to say. Obviously, in the scenario where there's generational wealth, and guess what generational wealth is? It could just be having parents who have a house in Sydney and you live with them. I lived with my in-laws for 7 years while starting a business, okay? And I'm not ashamed to say it, because that is the solution. That is the scenario we're in. You have to use the resources at your disposal. You're rich in this country if you have parents and they've got somewhere you can live. That's rich. That's generational wealth. Not everyone's in that scenario. We've got 750,000 new people in Australia that are immigrants that came with no parents. We've got people who have parents that they're not allowed to live with or can't live with or no longer with us. All those people, you need to hustle, baby. You need to find a way to start a business, to level up your career, and you need to set a goal for yourself that I need to make $200,000 a year to survive this city. This is a rich city. Yes, Sydney is cooked, but there's a lot of cooked places in the world. All right. If you want to live in a cooked place like Manhattan, like Toronto, like Sydney, then, bro, you got to be cooked. You got to cook hard, bro. You got to start cooking. You got to start doing whatever you got to do to actually make more money. And you need to find a husband or wife and make more money with them. And you need to start a business. And you need to rent vest, and you need to buy property. You need to do everything, because this isn't the site. This is NRL. This isn't Jim Beam Cup. This isn't the Super League in England. This is NRL. If you live in Sydney, this is the NRL. This is the state of origin of cities. This is the best city in the world, bro. We are the best. We've got, you know how many hospitals we have? Bro, they're trying to sell houses in Bundaberg because they're building a hospital. Yeah. Bro, I've got 10 hospitals near my house. Well, this is Sydney, bro. Yeah. You know what we got here? We got Vivid, bro. Yeah. we've got Vivid.
We have fireworks.
Bro, have you seen the Harbour Bridge?
Brother.
Bro, who's got a Harbour Bridge like our Harbour Bridge? We've got the Opera House.
Yeah.
You want to live in this city? You're playing first grade now, all right? Don't bitch about it.
Yeah.
Just get smarter, be better, be harder.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine who came in from overseas, right? 19 years old by himself, had no money, barely had a job, lived in a house where there was 10 other people, and in the room he was sleeping in, there was one other person. He paid rent to sleep, and now he's got 2 or 3 properties, right? And he didn't even make anywhere near that level of money. So, yeah, you're going to have to hustle. You're going to have to live in a house with 8 other people. Do what you need to do. Make your money, because you know what? We all start somewhere. And Sydney's, mate, there's so much opportunity here in Sydney. Even though, things are hard, there's still plenty of opportunity.
Can I push back on one concept, Tufik, for you?
Yeah.
You always say, 110, oh, no, that should be enough. Bro, it's not, okay? 110 grand in Sydney is not enough. The problem is not how much you can save. The problem is your earning capacity. Okay, 110 grand. Yes, you will feel broke living in Sydney at 110 grand. Because yes, you can live in the house but what about if you have children? What about if you have a family? What about if you have whatever? Like, so the idea that you can save or you can lessen your expenses, there's only so much you can reduce your overheads. You need to increase your sales capacity. You need to increase your earnings. And that should be the focus. I'm not going to tell someone at 110 grand, low-hanging fruit, okay, holiday is going to be tough. Big mortgage repayment going to be tough. Big car repayment going to be tough. But once you've nailed all those things and that's it. That's like a minimum standard. You need to increase your earning capacity.
Jacob, if you're a male and you've done everything right from the day you left school from 18, lived humbly, stayed at your parents, and you had those opportunities all the way till you're in your 30s and you've been able to set yourself up and you're making 110K.
It's not enough. Tufik, it's not enough. John, is that enough?
You can just, you can get by, provided you do everything right.
Follow up and final question on that. Yeah. By 30 years old, how much should that person have saved?
Should have bought a house?
No, how much should they have saved for a deposit by 30? If that person...
No, you can't save for a deposit.
Tufik, a house is $1.2 million.
You should have used your 5%.
How much in dollars should you save by the time you're 30?
If you're living at home... $300,000.
Wow, bro. 300 G's.
Yeah, you can do it.
That's gangster.
You can do it. I'll draw
possible.
it for you.
It's possible.
That's 30 grand a year on average since you're 20, right?
Single living at home, possible.
You can do it.
Okay, you save 30 grand after tax?
Yes.
Bro, my first salary was 22 grand. But I know it's
a long
time ago.
How old are you?
I was 18 at the time. It was 2005. So you think 300 grand by 30, what do you reckon?
I don't disagree with.
By the way, why are you sitting on 300 grand? Go buy a place.
I've lived
pay it off, get some return.
I'm not saying you can't save the money, but what I'm saying is 110 to service a mortgage. Let's say you do buy the home, you got a mortgage of 700-800 grand, but 110 is not enough to pay that mortgage off. You can't borrow that money. It's 10x your salary. The bank's only going to give you 4 to 5. It's not possible. It's not possible to live on $110,000 in Sydney. It's not. You know why I say this passionately? Because I'm someone who's not elaborate. I don't have a holiday every year. I don't have a, massive mortgage repayment and whatnot. I'm not living beyond my means. I'm telling you, if I was restricted on 110 grand, it could not happen.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Guys, that's been another great Lat chat. So thanks for jumping on. And guys, stay tuned for the next one. It's going to be even hotter.